Hello, welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to find an equation of a perpendicular line to a given line. So we are given an equation of a line and we want to find the line which is perpendicular to this line and passing through this point right here. So for the first thing that we have to know about perpendicular lines, that their slopes are negative reciprocals. So if we have line 1, the slope of line 1 is negative reciprocal of the slope of the line 2. Okay, so reciprocals are like, for example, if we have 4, the reciprocal of that is 1 divided by 4. Okay, and a negative reciprocal would be then negative 1 times 1 divided by 4, which would be negative 1/4. So that's how you find out the negative reciprocal of a number. So from the given equation, we know that the slope of this line is right here, -2, and this is the y-intercept. So the slope of line 1 equals -2. Now to find out the negative reciprocal of that, we take -2 and basically we flip it to find the reciprocal, so it becomes 1 over -2, and then we multiply it with -1, so it's 1 over -2, so this becomes -1 and negative inside 1/2, so it becomes 1/2. So slope of the second line should be then equals to 1/2. So now we go ahead and use this information that we just got, and we start the equation. Y equals mx plus b, and we plug in the information. Y equals 1/2 x plus b. Okay. Once we have that, now we need to solve for b. So for that, we need this point right here. So we need this x and y value to use here and solve for b. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the x and y value, the point here. So it's -1 equals 1/2 -4 plus b. So this is -1 equals, when we simplify this one, 2 cancels out this 4 and you're left with 2 right here. So you're left with -2 plus b. And then we add 2 on both sides. So you're left with b equals 1. So now we have y equals mx plus b. And then we plug in the information that we got. So m has to be 1/2. We already had found that out. And b is equal to 1. Okay, so these two lines are perpendicular lines to each other. So this line is the perpendicular line to this line and is passing through this point right here. So this has a slope of 1/2 and the y-intercept is equal to 1. All right, now let's go to the next example and do the same thing for that line. Same thing here, we want to find an equation of a perpendicular line which is perpendicular to this line and passes through the point right here. Okay, again, this is the criteria. Okay, the slope of the two lines are negative reciprocals. So if we know the slope of one line, we can find the slope of the second line. Or we know the slope of second line, we can find the slope of first line. So here we know that this is equal to the same as y equals 2x plus 2. So this is m, and we already know the slope of our line, m equals 2. So if we plug in this 2 here, we can use this formula to manipulate it, or we can just go. So if m1 equals 2, the slope of the line that is perpendicular to this one would be negative reciprocal. So you take 2, you take the reciprocal of that, which is 1 divided by 2, and then you take the negative reciprocal of that, you multiply it by -1, 1 over 2. And when you multiply this right here, it becomes negative 1 over 2. So the slope of the line that we're trying to find has to be negative 1/2. So we plug in the information here, negative 1/2 x plus b. And then we go ahead and put this point in this equation and solve for b, because we need to still solve for the b to get the full equation. So we plug in negative 2 here for y, negative 1/2, and x is negative 3 plus b. So this is negative 2 equals, and when we multiply these two, negative 1/2 times negative 3 becomes positive 3/2, because 3 multiplies the top, which is negative 1 times negative 1, negative 1 times negative 3 would be 3 divided by 2 plus b. And then we subtract 3/2 from both sides. All right, so this is gone, and you're left with b equals negative 2 minus 3/2. We go ahead and simplify this. 2 is our common denominator. So here is just 1, so this becomes negative 4 minus 3. So b equals negative 7 over 2. Now we can go back to our equation, y equals mx plus b, and plug in the information that we already solved for. So y equals, the slope was negative 1/2 right here, x, and the b-intercept is negative 7 over 2. So this would be the line, the equation of the line which is perpendicular to this line and is passing through this point right here. All right, so the only thing that you have to know is that if the slope of the line is given, if the line is given, we can figure out the slope from there. So from that information, we can actually figure out the slope of the line that we are trying to find the equation of. All right, hopefully this helps.